All right. Well, it's that time of year again that you might be putting up Christmas lights and you come to find that you used one of these to try and build one of these and did one of these to one of your extension cords. Well, no worries. Going to show you here how to get a simple $3 piece off of Amazon to go ahead and repair this broken extension cord. Now, I will start off that this is my second time making this video. The first one was actually on the longer side of the extension cord. Unfortunately, I did not verify which end I was attaching it to first because it was so long. So I ended up attaching a male to a male. So just a pro tip here, make sure you're paying attention. This time for this video, we're going to use this shorter one and put the male on the female end. So the first thing you want to do, this actually ended up being a really short cord from where I cut it, is just verify where the last point that the cord was damaged. So for instance here, I could probably still get power through, but you can see that wire is exposed. So we're not going to go any further than that. We're going to actually cut this cord off here, like so. Then once you cut that, looking inside, there's actually going to be 3 separate wires. We're first going to want to get this exterior coating off. Don't want to take too much more off than what's actually going to be inside of here. So if you think about a thumb's length is how much we're going to want to tear off of this. I don't have a pair of wire cutters that's cut or long enough, big enough to get around that, so I'm just going to use this method here and take my wire cutter and just kind of rotate it around to get a nice once you're able to peel off that outer casing there, you won't need that anymore. Now you're going to strip each of these 3 wires separately. So they're probably 12 gauge wires, depending on what your extension cord is. But my 12 seems to pull it right off there. Make it black. Don't need too much exposed here, just enough to get it on the inside, which I'll show you in a second. That looks like I want a little bit more on him. So we will strip these guys off like so. All right, then we're gonna grab our piece here. First thing we're going to do is there are 3 screws on the top. I've already unscrewed these, but you're just going to unscrew those. Once those 3 screws are unscrewed, this should pop right out. What you're going to see once this pops out here is you're going to have 3 separate terminals. And you want to loosen those up enough that you're going to be able to get the wire inside of them. Green wire is going to be your ground. That's the most important one that you get right. Green's obviously going to have to go to your pole here. As far as the other 2, they don't matter quite as much. This one's labeled kind of nicely. I'm going to do white on the silver and black on the bronze there. This was also kind of a difficult part. Mine, since I've already clamped it, isn't exactly a perfect circle. But you're just going to want to run your 3 wires into the bottom part of your clamp. Push that bigger wire through. You want to make sure you get housing on the inside. And just push that through like so. You can continue to work them through until you have enough room on this side to work. Push it a little bit more there. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of these wires and stick it in between those 2 contact points there. So I'll see how well I can get this on camera. But like for our ground wire here, we're going to stick it in all the way. And then we'll take our screwdriver and we're just going to put that down nice and tightly. You don't necessarily have to over tighten it and squish the wire, but you want it tight enough that if you were to have any kind of pull on this, that you're not going to have it come out and start a fire. And then, like I said, we'll go ahead and do our white one next. Just clean that up a little bit there. And we'll put him inside there. Crank it down, and then we're going to move on to our final one here. Stick him in there, and we will do the exact same thing here. Just going to crank that all the way down. Then what you're going to want to do is, if you're looking at the black housing here, there's a little teeny itty bitty cutout. I don't know how well you can see it on the GoPro, but there's a little lip, and then there's also a little lip you can see sticking out there on this yellow part. You're just going to pull your wire back through the way that it came. You're going to want to line that lip up with that little I guess indent or whatever, and then you'll push or continue to pull this through a little bit. Then once you get that lined up, you should be able to push these in, which should align your screws. Maybe if my screws are out a little bit more. There we go. And then once all of your screws are lined up, you're just going to take these guys down. And you'll know if you missed, if these aren't going in, like mine. So we want you there. Sorry guys, this should pop right in. There we go. You should see your screws pop up a little bit once that's aligned correctly. If you're like me and miss, then it doesn't. And then these guys should just come straight down. Like so. Alright, then the final piece you're going to want to do is, and mine's already a little messed up because of when I had this in before, I'm actually going to, that'll be fine there I guess, is just take this clamp down, make sure we're being safe and holding everything together. On this clamp, just to make sure that it stays kind of centered, I try to alternate a couple turns each side, just to make sure that it's going down evenly and you're not over crushing one side and then leaving it open. It's just going to give you a much better clamp, and also help with making sure that this stays watertight, especially if you're going to be using this extension cord outdoors. But basically take those down as far as they'll allow, and then you've got yourself a repaired extension cable. So obviously this one's a little small, but the other side, when I go ahead and put this side on, it'll be the exact same process. It's just going to be the 3 screws. Only difference is this one's a little bit bigger on the top there, but that's going to come out and it's the exact same thing. So thanks for watching. Hope this saves you some holiday frustration.